Welcome back. I am back. This is probably going to be a continuation from the last, but I just got off of work. Well, halfway off of work. I just got finished, put it that way. Oh, and yeah, y'all can see my face. It's a little hot. It is, how many degrees it is outside right now? 58 degrees, which feel like 68 degrees outside. I'm actually hot. But I don't think I'm putting on my ear. I always forget I have this thing in my ear. Anyways, I didn't have to do nothing drastic today. I ain't when I went up in there, I ain't have to tell somebody about themselves, or I ain't have to walk out. Still hate it. I hate every bit of Walmart. Anyways, let's talk about the wedding, you guys. I thought the wedding, I would probably try to put some, I'm trying to get over here to this other spot, because staying over here in Walmart parking lot, they got so many people that just sits in their in the parking lot. Like, there's literally someone who came pulled on side of me before I went in, and literally have somebody, that same person is still sitting up in that parking lot. And I just love them. I'm like, what are you doing? You literally just coming up in here and just sitting? So I come over here to Home Depot because I gotta wait just a couple more minutes. Whew, Lord, yeah, I'm hot. Let me see, give me a little bit more light. I don't want to be washed out. It kind of seems like I'm washed out. But anyways, I will put I hate that you can hear the noise, but I will put pictures, videos that I did capture with the wedding. Now, I think the wedding came out real nice. And like my husband was saying, this is our first time doing a wedding. We don't did baby showers, we did all kinds of stuff, but we have never did a wedding. And I'm like, you're right, I always just coordinate them, but I never planned them and everything. So I did everything. I planned this wedding, coordinate this wedding. I was all over the place, right? Have to give me something. So, I'm gonna try not to eat and talk. Where I want to. Now, stick with me. So, anyways, with the wedding, it looked great. I'll show you some pictures of whatever. But behind the scenes, it was so messed up. I'm just gonna say this: if anybody's out there willing to about to get married, want to get married, just make sure you have people who's gonna show up for you. Who's gonna show up for you? If you pick these people, make sure that they're willing to show up, who's follow directions, all that. With that being said, behind the scenes, we had 5 o'clock. I don't know if the last vlog was telling you that we were about to go set up, but 5 o'clock we were supposed to set up. They're supposed to rehearse. Get out of there. My goal was to set up. We had like 4 hours, 5 hours to set up. So my goal was to have everything done except for the food the day before, because I know I still had to coordinate this thing. Went there. Okay, if y'all don't know who Ashlyn is, or the niece that I'm talking about, she is someone that I have been taking care of since she was 2 months old. I've been saying 6, but it's been 2. Demetrius met me with this daughter. That's what I call her. But he met me with her. That's the first thing that came out his mouth one day when he met me. He said, "Say, girl, is that your baby?" And that baby that he was talking about was her. Okay, I was probably 15 years old. Get all that. Okay, so 15, and I'm way over 15. I'm over my 30s now. Okay, so I've been taking care of her since then. Have done countless things. She don't graduate from everything in the book. So I have thrown all graduation. I probably got them on here, probably not. First baby shower. Did their other daughter first baby shower, first child, first baby shower. She was the one. I have her first car, me. Everything that she had going on, me. Every event, every play, every band, I was there. I'm supporting her constantly. When her parents even wasn't there, I was there, right? My husband was there, correct? And he's married into the family, okay? She's blood, but he's married into the family. So I say all that to say, okay, we're the day before wedding, we're setting up. They already show up late, okay? All the bridal party show up late. I didn't mind people who was coming. Her sister was coming 8 hours away. His brother was coming around 6 hours or so. He stayed in Texas. Her sister stayed in Florida, right? Cocoa Beach, Florida, way down there. So they were traveling. I don't mind them being not present, late, not present, okay. She did have somebody else who's coming 3 hours away, and I think maybe an hour away, right? But I just said, come on, let's go ahead. First of all, when we get there, it was just me, my auntie, and one of his aunties who were doing the setup, and my sister-in-law, my Demetrius' sister, twin sister, was helping me. I knew at the time Morgan was very sick. Mary had just gave Morgan something. Mary was extremely sick during this process. Morgan was just catching the symptoms. So she was in a very pissy mood, but show must go on, right? And Morgan was doing the desserts at that. We didn't know she was real sick until the symptoms started coming even more so the day of the wedding. So we didn't really know. She was kept on saying, oh, her head hurt and stuff, whatever, the day before. Okay, we get there. First thing, the only thing that the auntie is supposed to do on his side was bring table linen. I kept on saying, do y'all need me to buy it? Do you need me to buy it? They're just like, no, we have it. Get there, no table linen. They're in her daughter's car, who stays here. She stays in Texas. Okay, cool. So my auntie and everybody ready to come decorate. There's really nothing to do without the table linen. So I started pulling all the stuff out of my boxes while I'm waiting for everybody to come. Okay, finally, table linens come. I'm outside with the bridal party, which is supposed to be outside in the grass, but it rained the day before and it rained that morning. So it was like, that's out of the question. We had to rehearse it on like this back patio thing they had. Okay. Half the people didn't show up. Mostly his family side. His family, not his friends, his family side did not show up. It was one girl from his family, she didn't show up, and a couple of guys that didn't show up on his side as family. Show must go on. I rehearsed. And before we could even get the rehearsal on point, here's the parents. I had the parents come, the biological parents. I had them come so they could know exactly what's going to happen, because it's supposed to be real easy. Daddy walked daughter down the aisle. Mama walked down the aisle first, right? Yeah. But we had like a little artistic, her grandson's a touch of artistic. And he needed to know where to bring his grandmother, right? Because he was walking her down. So, of course, we needed to practice that. And then with the daddy was not walking her. He was walking her down the aisle, but there was a twist to how he was going to have to do it. So they turned around and said they're about to leave. And I'm like, wait, hold up. Y'all haven't even practiced anything. So I stopped everything. Let's go practice. The daddy tell him what to do. Hey, walk your grandma down. This is where you're going to be at, right? Okay, great. Day of the wedding. They talking about, it's 5 minutes till the wedding starting. They're talking about, can we do a small rehearsal, because half the people didn't come, and so now they nervous. And so I'm like, we have 5 minutes, and so they're like, I'm sitting here like, okay, well, come on, let's roll it. We rolled it. Got everybody's supposed to know where to stop at, take the picture, boom, right? They acting like they don't know anything. Only thing I did the day before was change the direction. We was walking this way, and I changed it to go this way. Still staying in the same spot. They act like they couldn't do that, right? So, day of the wedding, we did that. People show up. People sitting down. Okay, we're about to start this thing. We playing the groom song. Morel was in charge of the songs. We're playing the groom songs, and next thing you know, I'm like, cut it. Where's the groom at? He's already up there. Like, when did you get up there? When we was practicing, you just decided you wasn't gonna walk and you just stood up there? I guess so. So we cutting that. So that was kind of embarrassing. So now we playing the music for the bridal party. I mean the party, right? They're walking down my first three, perfect. Here it comes people who didn't like we just rehearsed, right? But here it comes people, they're stopping. I said, there's like, we don't see the tape on the thing. I said, don't worry about it, go to the second plant. I told everybody we rehearsed it. I don't know why it was so hard. Second plant, snap the picture, go about your business. By the fourth person, I don't know what happened. They had a back arch and they had a front arch. I'll probably show you whatever right here, but there's a back arch and they had a front arch. So they're stopping in front of the arch. Then they turn around, go to the go to the plants, the flowers in the middle, and they'll go stop there. And then the people are like, we supposed to do that? And I'm like, no, do not do that. They say, okay, stop at the second plant, right? Yes, stop at the second flower. They go out there, say, okay, go. What they do? Stop at the arch, stop at the plant. I was like, so the other person, they over there saying, well, look how stupid they is. They just asked you. I said, you just make sure you don't do that. So they, all that done, gone. You probably see them walking back out, whatever. Fine, right? Okay, not fine. The guests go inside. They'll go get some cocktails and stuff, and I'll probably show you how the cocktails and stuff look. And they have to stay outside and take pictures. It's cold. It's December. Except for it's not that cold now. This would have been a perfect day, but it's December. It started at freaking 3:30, something like that, and then it was kind of cloudy outside. So what do people expect? It was time to take pictures. They had to stop to take pictures. Stop in the midst of taking pictures because we can't find the groommen. The groommen are disappeared. We have two that disappeared to their car. This is bugging me. Two disappeared to their car. We have one that's using the bathroom. We have one who's standing in line for food. And I'm like, so we're wasting this photographer's time, right? So I'm over here trying to gather all the groomsmen so they can go get a picture. We only got one picture of the groomsmen, one picture of all the groomsmen up in there. Anybody else that was left behind, those people, that was the only ones that was left. If I think it's probably about 5 that was left out of the 8 or whatever. At this point, I didn't care. They took pictures. They had to stop taking pictures because the minister, he didn't want to be outside signing the papers, which once again, it's December. You're getting paid for this. Why can't you sign the dang on thing outside? Because I didn't want her inside until I want her to have the wild moment, right? But she couldn't have the wild moment because she got to go just break pictures, go run inside, go sign the papers because he didn't want to sign them outside. Okay, so he signed his little pictures. Sign the marriage license, not the picture, sign the marriage license. She had to go back outside, go take pictures. I guess he was just waiting around, so go take pictures. I have pictures of the girls. They were on point, except for one of them who's constantly, his family side, I'm cold, my feet hurt. When do we get to go inside? And I'm sitting here telling her, the faster we could get these groomsmen to act right, the faster we get to go inside. All right. The groomsmen, she just basically just got whoever she could get after that because we couldn't find them. So now it's time to go inside for the reception. Still, I'm gathering up the groomsmen again, even the ones that's outside. Come on, it's time to go inside. I had a dance for them to do, So we get there, half of them like, what do we do? That's why we rehearse. Y'all didn't come. So we didn't get a chance to rehearse that. We was only able to rehearse the wedding. So here we are. I'm telling them what to do. I got the simplest thing for them to do. Okay, it's actually, if you know anything about the song, it's the wham in a circle. That little dance, whatever. A lot of people didn't know what it was, but I said fake it because we gave you the hands motion. Morgan showed them hands motion. Morgan was actually with her cousin. First cousin, and he do not dance for nothing, but Morgan said when it was time to go in, he pushed her out the way. He had his glasses on, he pushed her out the way. I do not have that footage because I was standing by the door and they were going in. So I'm hoping the photographer do have that, because I know it would have been cute. But anyways, they was doing the wham in the circle, right? So, or take me through there, you know, the easy little thing. So I got mostly everybody just doing that, right? They're just coming through the door, like they're just swinging the doors open. That's it. Swimming through the rivers. What I'm trying to tell them. We got some people, oh, I don't know. I was like, you gotta know, just go. You know, I'm pointing people through. We got people who rehearse who said, I ain't doing nothing. I ain't doing jack. And I'm sitting here like, what? I don't care. Go. At this point, I was over it. I didn't care. Even the bride and the groom said he didn't want to dance, but he got there and he danced. So I'm like, if he's willing to dance and he don't know how to dance, why don't y'all show up and do something for, you know, if y'all agree to be up in here? If you agree to be up in here, why not do what's supposed to be done? Anyways, I didn't care at that moment. It turned out real good, right? Now, the twist to the daddy walking down the aisle, and I don't know if I told y'all this, but the reason why we needed to rehearse that was because, and this is not, if the daddy's watching this, you're going to find out, okay? His daughter, it was his daughter, his biological daughter, which is the one I call my goddaughter, my daughter, my little niece. She said she did not want her daddy to walk her down, but she wanted my husband, Demetrius, and her daddy to walk her down the aisle together. I said, and my husband said, no. My husband he shut it down completely. He said, no, I'm not even gonna walk you down. I said, since you really want him to walk you down, how about Demetrius walk you halfway? Your daddy's standing there at the arch, and then he exchange you over, and y'all walk down together, you and your daddy. You know? And she was like, all right, well, I'm only doing it because of you, out of respect for you, Nanny. Okay, whatever. I don't know what y'all got going on. So I'm like, okay, whatever, right? Okay, my husband, it was somewhere around whatever. We had a little gathering before we even did anything, right? It was like we was eating and stuff, and my husband took her daddy outside, and he was like, man, I just don't want there to be no tension between us because they got me walking her halfway down the aisle. And so this was news to the daddy, right? So I wish my husband wouldn't have said nothing, but it was news to the daddy. He just was going to be surprised if it was for me. But I would never tell him, I wasn't planning on telling him who wanted that to happen. So my husband went and said it. So now he's feeling a certain type of way in his head. So he got to mingle on all that before he could go to, I think it was probably a week later, 2 weeks later, go to the wedding. So instead of him just being mad, he's mad at us now. Now it's my husband seen a pin, and we were the ones that was decorating. My husband seen a pin, and this came from the groom side of the family. They had got some kind of they had pins. I don't know, there's no one pins with their names and their dates and stuff on it. And he was like, "Oh, this is nice." And here's the husband. I mean, here is her daddy saying, "Oh, don't act like you ain't already by that." And I'm like, well, where is this tension coming from? Where is the tension coming from? Because it was never a problem of me and Demetrius buying her first car, showing up to every event every event, play. We're gonna be out there in the park doing. Every event. I even threw my sister, him and her, a 15-year anniversary party. Surprised. Just come there, eat, have fun, right? It was never a problem then. But all of a sudden, it became a problem for us, throwing this wedding for her. It has always been us throwing something, but we always sit in the back. We are always sitting in the back. You're probably going to see us Um, just, I don't know if it's going to be at this one, or you probably seen us just sitting by the DJ booth part. That's what we always do. We always buy, plan it out, buy it, and then we're over here sitting in the DJ booth like nothing happened. We have never tried to take the shine of the parents, but for some odd reason, it was his daughter who decided that she was going to finally give some shine of who actually did it. Matter of fact, they had a toast. She got on the microphone and she thanked us 2 times. Not one, 2 times. And she didn't even realize she didn't say anything about her mother and her father. And all of a sudden, it was somebody, it was her dad. He just got up a few minutes ago and he was like, there's a Toyota Nissan a Nissan in the way, a black Nissan in the way. I need to move it. So we had to get on the microphone and ask somebody would they move a black Nissan, whatever. And he was out of there. So I thought he felt a certain type of way. So I was like, oh well, at this point, oh well, I'm not gonna, I never addressed anything to her to tell her that, your parents is acting crazy. When it was time to set up, they have never set up anything that we have ever thrown for our kids. Never. They would just show up and be surprised like everybody else all the time. This time I don't know why they was there, day of the wedding, in the morning of the wedding, but they was there in the morning of the wedding. And I've come to find out later on that she asked her mama to come over there and chop up the vegetables so it could go in the gumbo. So that's why they were there. And they had the baby, whatever. So she was chopping up the vegetables. She was and then she walked over there to me. I'm stressing out big time because I'm like, Morgan's sick. They I forgot to tell you that they ran out of table covers. So I didn't even have one for the cake. I didn't have one for the desserts. We were still missing one for the cocktail. I was just like, you say you had the table covers. I could have bought them. But anyways, we ran out of that, so I had to buy that the day of, and then I had to set up all Morgan's stuff because Morgan, she was in the wedding, plus she had to, do the desserts, and she did the cake and all that stuff, and the groomsman's cake and all that stuff, and it's like, it was something. But if I didn't show you, I'm going to show you what it looks like after this. I did just talk for about 20 minutes, but I just had to say whatever. And so when I was saying on my last vlog how I almost walked out, I was crying and stuff because I had my daddy over here asking me like, who brought this stuff, and mumbling under his breath talking about, that one, I wouldn't never do that and all this stuff. And I'm sitting here like, I was just getting frustrated because I got the parents over here mad at me because they didn't get the shine that they wanted to. They didn't mind us buying the stuff, but they didn't get the shine like they wanted to because everybody kept coming up to us. It has always been the same thing. We have always done it and we have never said anything, but for some odd reason, they knew that we have done it this time. People were coming up to us over and over again telling us how beautiful it is. It is so nice that y'all did this for Ashley, and just constantly coming up to us. And I don't even know how they even knew, but they constantly was coming up to us, right? Everybody's, you made so pretty, this and this and this and this and this. And so I really hope they just heard it, because I do not want that up in my video. But I hope that's like, cut that out. But anyways, and this time the parent, they stopped talking to us. The sister, my sister, she asked me, she was like, what all that need to be done? Can I help with anything? And so Demetrius was like, yeah, you could get the deviled eggs and put the devil inside it. She was like, this baby won't let me do anything. And I was already stressed out. This is the day of, right before it was time. I'm already stressed out, and then for you to come over there and ask what can you do, and then you turn around and say no because the baby won't let you do anything. And I was like, when she just over there cutting up the vegetables or whatever. And not only that, I was like, why come over here? Why come over here and ask us what can you do, and then you turn around and tell us no, you don't want to do it. And then she was too busy worrying about Demetrius being in the wedding versus trying to help set up the wedding so your daughter and her future husband can have a nice, wedding. That's what she was worried about. So I was so furious and so mad. And then y'all have the nerve to be mad at me when it was never a problem before. And then hear my daddy over here talking noise. And then my mama happened to tell me to go to hell for helping her, change the channel on the TV. And she tells me, there's people outside that, and I was like, Mama, I don't hear the people, I don't see the people. And so because I didn't see the people and I didn't hear the people, it was me I got to go to hell. And I had just lashed out at my mama. I was, so furious. I had just told my daughter I was on Tiki Tiki Boom, and I had just lashed out on her. And I was sitting here telling, I'm tired of everybody getting mad at me. How y'all mad at me for being nice and all this stuff, and just, hooting and hollering around the whole entire house. My daddy over here talking, just calm down, I'm like, you part of the problem too. I was just so mad. And then I had thought about that. Like last Tuesday, I was sitting in the car riding to work, because it takes me about 30 minutes to get to work now. And I was just like, I cannot believe that, y'all are sitting here mad at me because I help what I always do. She asked me to help her plan her wedding. I helped her. We only had 2.5 months. I forgot to tell y'all that. 2.5 months to plan the wedding. And because I helped do what she asked me to do, I didn't see nobody else intended coming. If I wouldn't have helped, nothing would have got done, I would guess. Because nothing was ordered. I guess nothing would have just got done. I don't know. I just don't understand. But the same thing I've been doing all these years, and she is what, maybe 20, I really don't know, 26, 28. I've been helping her ever since. And before her first birthday, I've been helping ever since. And then all of a sudden, when she decided to give a little bit of our flowers to us for helping, and she really had me boo-hooing in her wedding. She came up to me. I didn't even take a picture with her. I didn't even talk to her the whole entire night. I was doing the directing, right? And she just happened to come up to me. It was almost close to the end of the night, and she had me crying because she was literally telling me everything that I'm telling y'all. And I never took credit for anything. I have always done it. I have always showed up. I never took credit. And for her, she literally came over there and she was telling everybody, she was just like, my nanny has been there for everything. I mean, for everything. And she was like, my first car. And she was like, every band practice, every disc, my daughter's baby shower, my first baby shower. She was just steady going down the line. And she was like she was making a big crowd, and she just had me crying. And I was just like, I never even asked for nobody to have me recognized. I just do things because I'm a nice person. But it felt good to actually be recognized for once. But at the same exact time of me being recognized, I was being hated by my sister, my brother-in-law, my daddy. People just looking at me saying I'm stupid for, buying and helping stuff. But I also say I have 2 daughters too. So anything I brought, it's going to be used again. And I'm trying to start a rental business anyways. But yeah, I refuse. I'm teary-eyed, but I refuse to cry on this thing because it really touched my soul that all these years, 20, whatever she is, 28 years, of never being recognized, all of a sudden I'm being recognized, and the whole entire venue knew it was me and my husband. And maybe they known before, but they knew this time, and they was recognizing and telling us and kept coming up to us. And it's like, for my sister, my brother-in-law to be mad because it wasn't my idea, it was her idea. If it was up to her, he wouldn't even walked at all. And it was me and my husband who told her, no, don't do that to your daddy. And so they took their frustration out on us instead of just saying thank you for making my daughter happy. But anyways, that's what happened with the wedding. So more of the story, find somebody who's people who are willing to show up for you. And if you have somebody who's always been there for you, give them their flowers. I don't care. Give them their flowers. No matter how much it might hurt the parents itself, give them their flowers, because you don't know how those people are feeling. Those people just showed up for you for all these years and just never thought two seconds of not doing it. Never thought 2 seconds of not showing up at all. So give them their flowers. Y'all, I know it's been 30 minutes of me rambling. I don't know if I'm even gonna show y'all anything else, but I'll probably show y'all pictures and how the venue was looking. So on to the next video, y'all. I know it's me just rambling, but I'm really hopeful now that all that is over with, that we're about to get ready to do stuff. Matter of fact, our anniversary is coming up, and don't always get me started on that. But I got a story for that too. When we had to throw our own anniversary party, but our anniversary is coming up, and we decided to gift each other a gift every single day until the day of. So, and we plan on going somewhere. Usually I back out, but I think I want to go somewhere this time. So be on the lookout for that. But in the meantime, just continue watching these vlogs. I would appreciate it. I would appreciate if everybody, if you got this far, subscribe if you haven't. Give me a couple thumbs up, maybe a couple of anything in a comment, just to push and boost our channel. And without further ado, I hope you guys stay blessed, and I hope you're doing better than me. All right, y'all. Bye-bye.